live. I hadn't been on for a couple of Fridays and I accumulated a few things, so I figured it was time. If you're hopping on, say hello. I didn't really announce this, so we'll see who hops on. I'm gonna pull up comments, and I have a fun little mix of some thrifted stuff and some handmade stuff. So this should be a fun one. We'll do a little painting when we're done. All right, I'm going to point that down just a bit. That's better. Okay. Sorry, it's always so hard to tell until you push the button how bright it's gonna be. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the thrifted things. This was actually from last week, and I am sad because my favorite thrift store has been having like staff shortages, and the shelves have been so empty. So that makes me super sad. Hey Tigany, how are you this evening? This afternoon? This is a little early for a live for me, but I'm tired. It's hot. It's super hot in Kansas today, like 95 or something, and I'm worn out. I'm gonna give you a little sneaky peek here as I pull these things out. Now, everything you see is already listed up on my site. It's upcycledbybri.com, and I can drop that here in the comments for y'all in just a few. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Get this Pampers box out of the way. Hey Stephanie, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm just hot. Carrie, how are you? Haven't caught a live in a while. I'm glad you are here. Okay, so like I said, thrift store has been kind of bare. My favorite thrift store is the Giving Tree here in Topeka. I get 30% off because I'm a vendor at the Owl's Nest, which is great. But I'm gonna have to venture out. I think I'm gonna hit some garage sales later this week. Elena found this one though. I took her with me. So this was like super cute find. I was super proud of her. It's a little brass Christmas tree ornament. Cost me 50 cents. And I have it listed up on my site at $6.95, I believe. And it does have some great patina on it. Of course, I always pull stickers and clean everything really well before I ship them out, but I leave them on so I don't forget. But it's got some great patina. I thought about keeping this one, but I don't do a lot of brass for Christmas. I do more silver, so I might change that up this year. I've been doing the same thing for about, 3 years now, so I think it's time to change it. I did find a few wooden spoons. I did a live thrift haul on the Facebook, I think, for all of this stuff. And I really loved this one. It's big and thick, but it's got a crack right through it. Not a lot of color on these, so maybe a little bit of decrepit dust or a little watered down paint mixture to antique them. And of course, these always look great in a little crock or in a container. If I can find at least 3, I grab them. I think they're 50 cents a piece at the thrift store. And I have the set listed at $6.95. But I love that one, the crack. It would be cute with a little repair on it, wouldn't it? Alrighty. We have 20 people on. Apparently this is a decent time for everybody, so go ahead and say hi. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. I was live for sure because I remember this now. And somebody said, get that basket. So this totally reminds me of like Americana. I don't do a lot of Americana decor, but I have seen other makers and fellow friends that really start to bring it back, or primitive, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Not Americana, but primitive. And it's got those adorable little threads, like the little spools. I'm having a little coffee, a little iced coffee. And they have like little ribbon or paper around them, ribbon. But I thought that was super cute. 95 cents, and I have it listed up at $5.95. Or $8.95, I do believe, $8.95. Stephanie said it's 85 today. Hello, Elaine. How are you, doll? I've been thinking about you. FYI. I hope you're feeling good. Oh, okay. So I did find some tiny things. Lorena is watching from New Mexico. Welcome, Albuquerque. Tiny things. And y'all know I love my critters and I love my tiny things. I'm getting rid of this one. It's a bulldog. It's a little squishy faced bulldog with some of the most amazing crazing on it. It's so stinking cute. It cost me 35 cents after my discount. I believe I have him up at $4.95 or $6.95. I'm sorry, I don't have my other device here to check prices. I can try to go back and forth, but I don't want to drive you nuts. I keep having people offer to drop links for me, and I really need to take somebody up on that, don't I? There we go. I think I can do this. So this is all under the Shop the Haul collection. I put this wooden stuff on the Shop the Haul collection too, since I have it pulled up. It was just going to make life easier. But it's also, my handmade stuff is under another collection as well. So Tiny Bulldog is $4.95. If y'all like tiny things, let me know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump back and forth. It's probably going to be annoying. Miss Sarah is on. Hello, doll. And you're from Louisville, Kentucky. I knew that. 90 with a heat index of 99 in Houston, says Elaine. Yeah, sounds right. I've been inside as much as possible. Now, I know Elaine loves cats. Let me show these cats. I think when I was at the thrift store, I think somebody brought in a whole haul of cat stuff. There were so many cats. I only got 2. This is one of them, and she is beautiful. She needs washed. I will give her a good scrubbing. But look at those muted colors. This, I'm going to take a picture of this and try to recreate it in a painting. So, so, so pretty. And then it goes like all the way around some other butterflies. So that just really caught my attention. I loved the muted colors and all of the patterns on these different butterflies and flowers. $3.95 is what I paid, minus 30%. There's really no markings on it or anything that I can see. So does anybody know anything about this? Elaine says, I need her. How much? I was wondering, Elaine. She's $19.95, so not bad. She's pretty big. I'd say about 10 inches long. The exact measurements are on the site. She's sleeping. She's super sweet. Oh, this is going to be annoying. I'm going to move this so I'm not reaching so far. Amber Sanchez, hello. How are you this evening? All right, let me do this before I break something and drive you guys nuts. You're welcome, Elaine. Let's look at the other cat too while we're on the subject. I'm not like, I like cats. I don't have any currently. I had some growing up. And you know, cats are cats. They're either really cool or not so cool. We had cool cats. But I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a cat lady per se. I'm much more a dog person, I think. Cats are cool though. I thought she was really pretty with the blue and white. I know the blue and white is very popular with a lot of people when they decorate. And then she's got the blue plasticky eyeballs. This one is marked, made in Portugal. Something Alcobac. Does that ring a bell to anybody? I could be wrong on that too. It might not say Alcobac. Something like that. Portugal, I can read that part. But she's gorgeous too. I think she was around $3.95 at the thrift store. I think I have her up for around the same price, $18.95, $16.95. I'm not going to keep jumping back and forth. This is going to take all night. But if anybody has specific price questions, let me know and I can look. This is an adorable little wooden leaf bowl. I thought about taking it down to raw wood like I did on those other oval bowls I got. They were the little corn holders, and those, I think I only have one of those left in stock. Those sold really quickly. I've been kind of obsessed with raw wood lately. We'll look at these here in a few minutes. So I thought about it, but this wood's still in good shape. I'm gonna hit it with some Sweet Pickins hemp oil just to freshen it up, and it will still be food safe. Spoon rest, hold your keys, hold your jewelry, whatever you want to do. Hi, Veronica. Miss Chasing Sunshine by Veronica is here. One of my fellow DIY paint retailers and friends, YouTuber friends. I wish I found more of these. They were having a Christmas in July sale, so I think these were even an additional 20 or 30% off. They were only 25 cents a piece, so I paid next to nothing for them. And I believe they're vintagey. I think they're a little bit older. No markings, napkin rings, a set of 2. And they're only $4.95 since there's only 2 of them. But I know a lot of people do this as place setting for 2. I figured I'd grab them. This pretty brass trivet. I haven't been picking up a lot of brass, but I loved the ornate detail of this. Now y'all could actually use it for your hot pans, I'm sure. But you know me, I would put it up on the wall in with a basket wall collage. And it is $5.95. I paid $1 for it. So some lower prices today. I know a lot of things I've been shopping for lately have been some higher priced items. So I wanted to get some good deals snuck in there for y'all too. Now this, I listed, I was going to keep it into a project and then I decided I just need to list some things. So it was actually an estate sale clean out. I got it for free, but I thought this would be great in a vignette, kind of industrial decor, or it's still obviously super functional too. A functional mallet. But it's got some good wood patina. Sorry, I lost comments. There they are. Madeline's Attic says hello from Maine. Welcome. It's got some great patina through it. I would sit it on a shelf like this, let it lean over a little bit, and that would be how I would use it. It would look really cool stenciled too. Amber said she's excited to catch me live. Well, welcome to the craziness. These were gorgeous. I found these while I was live and I squealed. 50 cents each is it. And they're like, not ceramic, I don't think. I mean, they're really smooth. What material is that, you think? And I don't think they're like completely dense because they're not super heavy, but they're just so pretty. So anybody who decorates with that blue and white, I figured would appreciate these. And I don't buy a lot of orbs. I see a lot of orbs. I don't buy a lot. These caught my eye. Vehicle Restoration, hello. How are you, Miss Becky? I kept saying I wasn't going to jump back and forth on prices, but I feel bad if I don't tell you. So y'all, I'm sure, just be patient. $19.95 for the set of 3. There'll be a little bit to ship. I'll need to wrap them really well so they don't break. Another Christmas item. So I did 2 Christmas in July videos. I didn't get super crazy, but I do have a permanent like holiday collection on my site. I buy Christmas year round, a little bit here and there, and other holidays, so I can stick it in that collection. This is copyright 1992, Chestnut Lane Creations. So it looks like it was maybe handmade and painted somewhere. It's got a couple little chips on it right in the front, but I am going to mix up some paint and touch those up. I thought about white waxing this, but I actually really love the muted colors. And I'm going to be on the hunt this year for the tall, skinny Santas, the wooden ones, or even ceramic or whatever resin. I saw on Walnut Cottage Company, I follow her on Instagram, she had a whole bunch of them in just a plain little wooden box, and it was the cutest thing in the world. So if not for myself, I want to do it in my booth for sure. And my booth is all fresh and clean and redone. I'm going to have a video up on that soon, and just very neutral. And I'm going to start decorating for fall. So fall is going in later this week or early next week. Sacred Heart Design. Hello, Diane. How are you? Becky says she's doing good. I'm glad to hear it. Last thing on the haul today is this strainer. Thought about keeping this one too, but it doesn't quite match what I've got going on in my kitchen now that I changed it up a little bit. And actually I have a good friend, her name is Michelle. She's here in town, and she was out estate sailing, and she was sending me pictures of stuff. So this strainer came from her. Like I said, I grabbed it because I thought I was going to keep it. Didn't quite work. I have a copper one that I'm going to use instead. Y'all can see that soon when I decorate for fall. But I went ahead and listed this one, $16.95. It's got great patina. It is dirty. I'll wash it. I will wash it before I ship it. So she found those and then a bunch of spindles, which I turned into these candlesticks you see over here. Also thrifting. Found 2 of these spools. One was a little taller. I set it aside for my friend Marty. She purchased it because she wants me to turn it into a Lazy Susan. And I did that on a video a couple months back. Just basic little metal mechanism of a Lazy Susan. And this turns into like a cute little spice rack holder, or I put fruit on it. You could do like makeup and cosmetics. This one has some fun stamping on it. So I'm gonna leave the stamping alone. I'll pull the stickers off the bottom, and then I'll do the rope or some belt or something here in the middle. And this one's getting feet. This one will get cute little feet, and it'll be a nice little industrial riser. So I have it listed just like to be painted. Once I paint these things, then I update the pictures on my site. But y'all, for some reason, trust me enough to do these things before you even see them, and I am flattered by that. Stephanie says it's the shipping that kills you. I know, darling. Shipping has gotten insane, unfortunately. But I will say this with shipping. If y'all have your heart set on something, or you need paint, or there's many things you see that you like, I do my shipping tiers by pricing. So if you have a bigger order, you're going to get more bang for your buck when it comes to shipping. If you're just buying one thing, I know it can seem crazy, and I even get like discounted rates through my website, like Host Shopify. So if I didn't have that, I can't even imagine what I would have to charge. It would be crazy. But okay, so that's the haul. Like I said, it was kind of small. That was last week. I shopped live, and then I didn't show y'all because I thought I would find some more, and I never found any more. So I figured we'll get that out of the way. We'll pair it up with some handmade stuff. So 17-minute haul. That's wild. Wild, wild. Before I show you guys this, let me go ahead and just drop this collection in the comments in case anybody is interested in shopping. It's all listed up on my site already. I need to teach my kiddo how to do this. She's so close. A couple more years. All right, and I have that collection new to old, so all the newest stuff is at the top. Okay, when Michelle went out estate sailing, she got me that strainer. Oh, hey, Brandy, don't worry. You didn't miss too much. You missed a little haul. You can catch the replay on that, and then we're going to look at some wooden stuff. But Michelle found me the strainer while she was estate sailing, and then a bucket full of spindles for $4. So there was, what, 8, I don't know. I chopped them up. I can't remember how many there was originally, but now I've got 12 candlesticks listed. These candlesticks sell out crazy every time, so I always make more. And I'll show you the different variations. So on a couple of them, I used citrus strip and stripped off the finish. And you got this beautiful naked wood. I'm going to white wax these, and then I'm going to paint the wood rounds white. Everything is in the listing, and then I'll just work on these this week and update the pictures as I go. But I just am obsessed. A little bit of the stain stays on there, and I like it. It makes it look old and decrepit, and like I didn't just do this yesterday. Oh, Stephanie scored 10 chunky 15-inch spindles for free today. Elaine loves the candlesticks. Thank you, Elaine. Y'all always love when I make these. I didn't do an edited video on this because it's like the same thing over and over. So I figured this would be a fun way to show you. And we can paint some. I'm selling these on sets of 2. So I've got 2 sets of these darker ones. I'm going to leave them dark wood here, white risers, white browns or whatever. The set that's not stripped are $24.95, and then the sets that are stripped are $28.95. Because that is a little bit of a gross process. And citrus strip is not cheap, but it's so much easier than the oven cleaner. I just haven't had good luck with that. So again, I've got a naked set of these, and then I've got 2 sets of the darker wood. And on the darker wood ones, I'm going to paint them because these are going to distress back really pretty. So all the candlesticks, 12 sets up on my site. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new boards up. And I can only make these boards when I find the wood or I get the wood. I don't go out and buy wood for the boards. I only make them when I score the free wood. So these tall skinny ones, these are a new shape for me, but they were skinny pieces of wood to begin with. It was a little cabinet and it was old and gross and falling apart. So I finished the job and took it apart, but this wood has some great patina on it. Brandy says she has no luck finding spindles where she lives, even watching for chairs. I am so sorry to hear that. Sometimes that happens. I've heard, you know, I break down some chairs and stuff and ship out plain spindles a lot because people can't find them. And I don't know. I guess it's just the area where you live and what was popular that long ago. If you ever need them, they're up on my site. I usually try to keep 4 or 5 different styles of just plain spindles up. This one has some really good wood as well. And then again, pictures are up. I just had to get them up and get them listed. I'm going to go through and I will antique the edges and stuff on these and update pictures this week as we go. And then I had, there was a big, huge piece of wood I scored. It was like wood burned on the back. It said Flint Hills, which is some hills here in Kansas. But I am going to milk paint them. And obviously the backs are going to be what they are. If y'all want to do something to the backs of them when you buy them, you could do a little like salt wash or something. Textured paint over that. And paint that side and have a double-sided board. But this is some really pretty wood too. And I'm going to do some really fun, chippy, chunky milk paint finishes on these. I haven't played with the milk paint for a while. Brandy loves my boards. Y'all are so supportive and love my boards. I just keep making them. They just keep selling. I don't think I'll ever stop. Okay, so what do y'all want to do this evening? We can paint or white wax some candlesticks. We can add some metal and floral to some of these skinny boards, or we can milk paint some of the squatty boards. What do y'all want to do? Stephanie says that the oven cleaner takes forever. Yeah, I've tried it. It just did not. It didn't do anything. What it did do well, though, is I had a basket, like a woven basket that had some like pastel-y colors on it, and I sprayed the oven cleaner on that, and it stripped the color off and took it back to basket color. Elaine said do skinny boards. Okay, so on the skinny boards, I was thinking, hold on, let me see which ones I said I was going to modify so I don't mess it up. Metal will be added to this one and this one. Okay. And what I was thinking, milk paint, I want to buy it. Okay, Becky, I will do milk paint too. This one's going to be quick and easy. So this one had some fun hinges on it. Like I said, it was a little handmade cabinet, and it left some fun little designs. So I don't want to mess that up. But what I was thinking is I'm going to take, I'm still working through this metal from that trunk. I'm going to take one of these pieces and attach it right here. Can y'all see that? And that way we can stick a piece of floral down in it. So super easy, super quick. And then we'll do a little milk painting. Put it on this so it's not so loud. Oh, that is so crooked. I'm sorry. Someday I'll get my life together. So this is kind of grayish. I was thinking I would mix maybe a little olden gray. And maybe a little decrepit dust on the edges of this one. So DIY has a product, it's an all-in-one. It's called Old and Gray. It has a built-in sealer. Which is gonna make it hard to open. Don't do this at home. Milk paint the skinny boards. Oh, Miss Sarah, the skinny boards have such a good patina on them. I wasn't gonna paint over it because the wood was so pretty, but those squatty boards are just kind of boring. There we go. Okay, so little hack there for you. That's my Cricut tool. If I can't get these open, I run it right under the rim, but don't hurt yourself. All right, so like I said, this has a built-in sealer. When I open it, you can see some of that sealer is sitting on the top because I haven't used it for a while. So we'll just give it a little stir. But you can use this as a stain. You could use it as a transfer gel, as a decoupage medium. Obviously, it would add a little color. You can add making powders into the patinas and use them as a glaze. Oh, Stephanie, that's awesome. Yes, honey, ask and you shall receive. Manifest that junk into your life. Worst she could have said was no. Okay, so we got the Old and Gray. It's mixed up now. It's a little bit thicker. And I'm just going to take, I have a fan brush up here. Yep. Just a little artist fan brush today. Nothing crazy. Pour just a little out into the lid because I don't want to contaminate my whole container. DIY is all natural, and if you double dip too much, your products get stinky. Right here, we're just natural wood. I'm just going to brush it on lightly. I can't see. Hold on. Do you need something? Oh, okay. I just kind of note slid under the door. Be back soon. So a little bit of gray there kind of matches the weathered wood color, right? I'm going to go all the way around with the gray, and then we'll go in with the decrepit dust. And sometimes I just use a wax to age the edges. I've used watered down paint. I've used plain dust. Anything to make it look a little more blended. Oops, I said I wasn't going to dip in that. Y'all, can you just let me? Miss Sarah, if those skinny boards don't sell like they are, I will 100% milk paint one later this week. I'm gonna try to go live again Friday night, y'all. I know I missed last week, so I'm gonna try to do 2 lives this week. We'll see. I liked the Friday night thing I had going. It's a fun one. Okay, so now we've got some gray around the edge, but it still doesn't look quite right. So now I'm going to go in here with my brown dust. And that's the fun part of this, y'all, is to just play around. Play around with different techniques. This was free wood. If I don't like it, I can just sand it off and try again. And then I like to use a little bit of a fluffier tip brush with my dust. I usually tap off the extra, kind of like makeup. And then we'll just go right over that Old and Gray. And with the decrepit dust, if you're using it on furniture, people will usually lay down like a clear wax first, or like a top coat. When it's raw wood like this, you can take that dust and swirl it and really kind of just work it down into the wood grain. So you don't necessarily have to have, so there's no dust and dust. You don't necessarily have to have a wet surface when you have this open wood grain in the dust, is what I'm trying to say. Whoop, that was a lot. So again, easy peasy, just kind of blend in those fresh cuts with the old weathered wood. And the nice thing about the dust is you can build it layer upon layer, get it darker and darker. Stephanie asked, what color is that? The dust or this? This is the liquid patina, the olden gray. It's a weathered wood patina. So you've got the dark and decrepit, which is the dark brown, and this is the gray version. And then you also have a clear version of liquid patina. You can use this one as a top coat, or you can grab some of these fabulous making powders and mix in with the clear. And then you have any color of glaze that you could think of. So these patinas are great. Okay, now I'm gonna take just a little bit of that dust, work it in right here on that fresh cut. Sometimes I'll take my sander and kind of run down the wood around the hole, like maybe it was hanging from a rope in an old cottage kitchen for years. Cool, easy peasy. So if y'all are makers or resellers, we are moving into our fall season, our fourth quarter, holidays. So these decor boards are a great item to fill up your booths, to stock online inventory for an inexpensive price. They make great gifts, personalized gifts. And I think that if y'all make some boards, you should drop pictures in my creative group so I can see your spin on them. Okay, I'm gonna put on some gloves because this is metal and it can get sharp. So make sure you're being cautious. I should probably have on some eyewear. So I pulled all these old metal accent pieces off of an old trunk. I've been using them on a million things. I've got a few left. Oh, Becky said she purchased the wide squatty cutty board. Do it up gorgeous. You got it, Becky. Becky, do you have a color preference? Since I've got you on live here. Do you like greens, blues? Do you want it neutral, black, white, brown? Or well, not brown, probably. If you don't care, I'll surprise you. Thank you very much, darling. All right, so I'm just going to shape this a little bit here with my pliers. I want it to be raised a little off the cutting board so I can stick floral down in there. And then I'll just kind of pinch and bend. If I was down in the garage, I'd use my vise probably, but this works in a pinch. Found my hammer, if you were on that live a couple of weeks ago. All right, cool. So now you can see we've got just enough room under there to slide in a couple full stems. Stephanie asked if I ever use Big Top. So Stephanie, I really don't. Big Top has a little bit of a sheen to it, and I love a super matte finish. So for top coat, I usually go with the Sweet Pickins top coat. Big Top is great. Don't get me wrong, it's just a little shinier than I like, and I'm a wax person. If I can wax it, it's getting waxed. If I don't have to use a liquid top coat, I do not. I usually spray liquid top coats with my HVLP on furniture. But on smalls, I hardly ever use a liquid. Excuse me. Okay. We've been on 34 minutes. Good. We'll do this and then we'll milk paint the board. Did Becky answer? She hasn't yet. So I've got I just have a Craftsman drill here. I like these. They share battery packs for all my tools. And I'm going to take it down, oh goodness, about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way. I want you to be able to like have a flower up here but have a long stem. And I'm just going to make a couple little pilot holes to make my screws go in easier. So Stephanie, I like Big Top, but I don't use it often, but it's a good product. Do you have something in mind that you're wanting to do? I can let you know what I think. I forgot screws. Let me see what I've got down here. Down in the garage, I've got a whole container of old rusty screws. So I'll probably switch these out once I'm not live anymore. Or I could paint these too, I suppose. I thought I was prepared. There's two that match. That won't go through my wood. Becky, do you have a preference for color on your board? All right, so obviously those screws are not going to work, but I'm going to take a little bit of my clear liquid patina. Hey, Jasmine, yeah, this was a random live. Miss Handcrafted from Home is in the house. Y'all don't follow her, be sure to go check out her channel too. And she's been posting some reels over on the IGs. Okay, so to make a little faux rust, I'm gonna mix DIY Darkened Decrepit Dust with a little bit of the Van Gogh making powder. I'm gonna do it in this cup so I don't ruin any of my colors. It's not gonna take much. Okay, Becky said surprise her. I will, I'll quit asking. Ooh, this should be good. So I have not done this before, this little color combination for rust. This is the first. All right, so we've got Dark Decrepit Dust, Van Gogh making powder. Oh, that Van Gogh is strong. Let's do a little darker. Okay, Stephanie doesn't like the shine of the Big Top as much either. Oof. Okay, what could you use it up on? So you don't like how it shines on furniture? I think you could seal canvas work. Do you do any canvas work? You can seal your canvas work with Big Top. Okay, so here's what I got. I've got kind of this nice mustardy, rusty color here. Go just a little bit darker. I don't have any of the red open, or I'd throw a little red in. Oh, Spirit Junkie just went and subbed to Jasmine's channel. Thank you very much. Jasmine is a good friend of mine. She is actually the one that inspired me to start my YouTube channel. Fun fact. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have never had the courage. So I'm going to take just the tiniest bit of my liquid patina here, right over these shiny silver screws. Say that 10 times fast. And then we'll just dabble do it right over the top. That's a little yellowy. Might throw a little cinnamon in the mix later. There's a red making powder too. If I mix a little red in, it would be perfect. I don't think I have any cinnamon in here. I have baking soda, no cinnamon, but that's much better than it was. Hello, Carrie. How are you this evening? There. That's much better. Once it dries, even a little dark wax over it, but I don't want to touch it right now. We're gonna let that patina dry. Okay, and then I have these olives, but I'm about over faux greenery. Can y'all believe I just said that? I think I'm gonna start making the switch over to dried. It's gonna be expensive, an expensive switch, but I just don't like how fakey it looks anymore, I guess. I don't know, not that I hate it. There's still some I find at the thrift store I really like. Ta-da! Jasmine said she really needs to play more with the making powders. She still hasn't used the green that she got from me last year. I know, I don't use the making powders enough either, and they're great. They have so many uses. I want to do a furniture piece with them soon. So there we go, super cute. It's even maybe a little high. Maybe I should have gone down a little bit lower. I don't like how it's sticking over the handle. Let's do, this is just, I'm just gonna get a little haircut. How about that? There we go. Make our own rules. I have plenty of this wheat, so if I mess it up, I'll replace it. There, that's better. Cute. And then of course, you just switch the floral and stuff out seasonally. I love it. All right, so that's that. Let's do a little milk painting before I run out of time. I got about 20 minutes. That's cool. That will do it. Oh, Jasmine said Mila is in the bassinet and she must hear me because she's screaming. Mila is her adorable, almost 6-month-old. And we FaceTime. We play peekaboo on FaceTime. It's good times. One of these days I'm going to go see her for real. In real life. All right. Becky says surprise her. Milk paint. Let's do this. And then when I get off of here, I'm going to just put on some good music and paint the heck out of some candlesticks. And then I have a video I'm going to finish up editing. The date got pushed to Thursday, but I've got a really fun collab video coming out on Thursday. And it's going to be a contest with prizes and stuff with some really crazy big names in woodworking. I am super honored. I put it up on my Instagram stories yesterday, and I'll make another story tonight and tag everybody again, but it's going to be a ton of fun. My video's all done. I just have to wrap up a couple of voiceovers and upload it, and it's really exciting. Okay, Melissa said everybody hit the thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. All right, let me see real quick which board Becky bought so I don't paint the wrong one, because there are 4. Uno momento. She bought board D. Let's view which one it is. This one. Okay. She said surprise her on the colors. So let's go. Ooh, Moody Blue. I guess I used Moody Blue recently. I really love Moody Blue. I have enough Sweetie Jane. Oh, Jasmine just sent me a $10 super chat. Thank you. That's $10 closer to my tripod. I'm so close. Like 2 more super chats and I'll order it. Ooh, Corbell. I don't know if Becky likes pink. Let's not do pink. I don't think Becky likes pink. Flower stack, bluebird, pantry door. All right, which one? Green or blue? Green or blue? Melissa said she left everything in her order. You are very welcome. It was all over that. Have you seen Sammy in Montgomery? No? What is that, Stephanie? Nobody's answering me, so we're gonna go Moody Blue. Blue, oh, there it is. And I wanna do a little bit of texture underneath this. So let me grab some weathered wood. Ugh, that's empty. Like, why did I even put that back on the shelf? Oh, people are telling me places to check out for floral. Is that correct? Sorry guys, I'm trying to find a... Here we go. I know, this is Prairie Gray and it already has a little bit of baking soda mixed in. Yes. Okay, everybody said blue. Sammy in Montgomery, is that a floral thing? Is that what we're talking about? And then Becky said check out Fair for dried floral. Becky, I am scared to make the wholesale leap. I don't know why. I'm probably there, like in my journey. It's probably time. But man, I just love thrifting and garage sailing for my floral. I'm just running out of time. Oh, Jasmine said she's using the Lantern Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, which is the black color. She's been using it, and it's incredible. That's what you made your reel on, huh? Sammy's Unicorn Dust Designs in Montgomery is her new baby girl. Okay, sorry, Cindy. I feel like an idiot now. So, Sammy, yes, I have seen Sammy, and I've seen her baby, but I still didn't know that she told everybody the baby's name. And now I feel like a jerk. Yes, I have seen the baby, and the baby is adorable. And now that I know her name is Montgomery, I'm going to have to message Sammy because I still didn't know. And she's doing awesome. It looks like getting her channels going. She's Wonder Woman. Okay. So I thought I had a drop cloth in here. But I don't. So we're going to use this gross little towel. Sorry. This table is just too loud. So with my Prairie Gray, I just mixed in a little bit more baking soda. I wanted it a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to grab, got an R12 here, one of my Klingon brushes. And we're just going to add some texture. So I'm going to do a little pouncing. And I'm going to do it mostly around the edges. I'm going to try to be random and not do like cow print. And once I milk paint over this, it's going to add some really good texture and help promote crackling and chipping in those areas. And then I'm going to use my heat gun. That's going to help me dry my paint a little faster, but it will also help promote the crackle. Because when you're painting a raw wood like this with milk paint, that milk paint is going to suck into that wood so fast, and usually it's hard to get a lot of crackling unless you kind of force it. So I'll show y'all how. Spirit Junkie said the right black has eluded them. They're going to try the milk paint. For sure do. And milk paint, if you've never used it before, start on a small project. You can get it to chip off and be flaky, but you can also get a really nice smooth finish. And use Bond, which is an additive that keeps it from kind of chipping off. Okay, I'm getting kind of crazy right there. Okay, everybody, I'm so sorry. I hope Sammy's not watching this. Sammy, I'm sorry. Sammy in Montgomery sounds like a very professional wholesale name. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna have to send her a sorry. Sorry, don't watch my most recent live. Okay, So just that. Now, like I was saying, on this back side, so it's got this this wood burning that somebody did. If I took this and kind of dabbed in through all that wood burning and painted over it, you wouldn't even be able to tell it was there. But I'll let Becky decide if she wants to get creative with one side or not. Okay, so now I've got my heat gun. This is just a Wagner heat gun. Of course, be careful, it gets really hot, but I'm going to use it just to dry my paint up a little bit faster here. Cindy said, if Sammy's watching this, she's gonna razz me. She's gonna razz me. It's okay. Oh my goodness. So Sammy informed Cindy about my channel, which is amazing. She is a great supportive friend. We've done a couple of collabs. I've sent her some paint. We've been shopping a few times. We only live about an hour or so away from each other. But I have not been to see her since she had the baby. And as soon as she's ready to have company and get back out there shopping, I will go meet Miss Montgomery. Now, if you would have said Sammy and Hank, I know that name. Montgomery's a cute name. I had asked her right after she had her, you know, what's the name? What's the name? And she's like, well, we haven't announced it yet. And that was last I heard. So got some fun texture, a couple of different techniques there, some peaks, some swirls. Try to get this mostly dry. If I don't get it all the way dry, it'll probably just chip off underneath that milk paint. Okay, I guess I could have let this sit up while we waited. So milk paint is a powdered paint if you've not used it before, and you mix it with water to turn it into a usable paint. You only mix up as much as you're going to want to use at a time because it does not stay good once it's mixed. If you let it sit, it will become gelatinous and not usable. It's 1 part paint to 1 part water. I'm going to mix it up just a little bit thicker, and I always add my water first. It's just easier to mix that way. So I've got a 1/4 cup here. I'm going to fill it half, so I've got about 1/8 cup of water. This is probably still going to be a little too much, but if I have extra, I'll just slap it on, slap it on something else. Now, when I'm painting small items or I'm wanting a really good chippy, crackly effect, I do not use a mixer. I just mix it and stir it by hand. If I'm painting furniture or mixing up a larger batch of milk paint, I use a blender, an immersion blender, hand mixer, and make sure you mix it really well. I'm gonna want to stir this for a good minute or so, and then we'll let it sit up for just a second. Now, if you're used to using a clay-based or a chalk-based paint, milk paint's going to be thinner. So you do have to be cautious about runs and drips when you're doing furniture pieces. It's just the nature of the paint. It's just a thinner paint. I want it just a little bit thicker than this. Once you've used it a few times, you'll kind of figure out how it acts. It can still be finicky. First time you use it, I would suggest painting something small, a little thrifted item, or maybe a small wooden sign or something. Get a feel for it. And they do sell it in very small packages, little 2-ounce packs to try it, which is great. Cindy says she wants to try milk paint. It looks fun. It is fun, and you get a finish unlike any other. Okay, so now that I've mixed it up, it's a little bit thicker. I would say milkshake-like consistency. If I let this sit up for 15, 20 minutes and, you know, just sit here, it would thicken up even more, but this is a good texture for what I'm doing. And look at that beautiful smoky blue. Okay, so where I have put the prairie gray, I'm going to even take a little bit of clear wax. I don't usually do this, but I feel like being a little extra. I'm going to take just a little bit of clear wax. And dab over my prairie gray areas. Dab over my painted areas. This is going to provide a resist. The milk paint won't want to stick to it as much, and it's going to make it chip and flake off easier in those areas. And I could do this wax technique here on the raw wood. It would do the same thing, but I'm going to do it especially on the painted areas, so it really comes off right there where I have the texture. Spit it out, Bri. Oh, God. I'm trying to figure out where all my paintbrushes are. Guess I'll use my 40. They're probably out in the kitchen clean, needing to be put away. So I've got my F40 here, and I like using the Klingons for the milk paint because they're really easy to clean. Just stick them in water overnight and that milk paint will just fall out the next morning. But if you don't put them in water overnight and you let that milk paint dry on your brush, it's not good. It is not as water soluble as the DIY paint at all. So this is really thick now. I probably could have got away with without adding a bunch of extra. See how it's not really moving across the board? It's kind of smearing. That's how you know you need to add just a little bit more water. Now, I want good, thick, chippy, crackly paint, so it's okay. But if we were following the rules, that's the rule. There's some clumps, a little bit of clumping, and that's okay because when I hit it with a sander, it's gonna come off. The little clumps are and give me some even more chipping. All right, now I am gonna hit the edges too and try not to get the back side. That way, if Becky wants to paint the other side and have a double-sided board, she can. So that little 1/8 of a cup of paint that I mixed up, more than enough to cover this. Anybody have any questions so far about milk paint or any of the Sweet Pickins products? Oh yes, nice and thick. I'm gonna have some good texture. See, it's a little thinner in a couple areas, a little thicker in a couple areas. And now I'm going to take my heat gun again. Ooh, it's hot. It's a little warm to be using this heat gun. And I am going to start drying it. Now, if you do not want your paint to crackle and to chip, do not do this. Let it dry on its own. I'm going to come around so I don't burn my finger off. Be no good. Got a little drip right here where the hole is. All right, try this again. You see right away up there in the top corner, that paint starts to crack. And if you hold it over one spot, that's really going to force that crackle. Apparently missed a whole side, sorry. 1 second. Y'all are all up in my face. Hello. Can y'all hear the lawnmower outside? That's the neighbor. Just curious. I'm always wondering how much noise transfers. I'll check comments here in just a second. I can't see them all at once. See how it's all starting to crinkle up? And again, I did not add any extra bond. That's an additive that helps your milk paint stick. I knew this was going to stick just fine. Ooh, my arm's really tired. Okay, y'all get the point. I'm going to come over here and finish it. Little arm workout. Does anyone have a preference for painted gilding in gold? Are you talking about like a gilding wax, Spirit Junkie? The only gilding wax that DIY has is this Golden Rule, and the consistency is a lot like their other waxes. This is the only gilding wax I've ever used, so I've heard it's similar to a rub and buff or whatever, but I've never tried anything else. So if anybody else has tried a gilding wax, weigh in. Cindy says rub and buff. So I think rub and buff might be kind of well known, but I do believe it has chemically. It's like a chemically wax. The DIY is all natural, VOC free, so it's not stinky, and it's really, really smooth and easy to spread. Again, I've never used anything else, so I don't know how it would compare. Okay, Spirit Junkie means gold paint for painting fine lines. So the other option they have, DIY has this golden ticket, which is another patina, and it's a gold patina, so it self-seals, but it's not super, super, super pigmented. So I feel like you would have to, you know, do a couple layers maybe to get exactly what you're trying for. Oh, Becky said paint the back. Oof. Okay, I will, Becky. I'll do it off camera for you, honey. I got you. I have enough. I'll do it off camera. Okay. Just about dry. There were a couple spots I laid on super thick. Jackie said she loves the DIY products. A couple people have said rub and buff. So I don't know how much rub and buff is. I don't know. Maybe you can maybe even get it on Amazon. I have no clue. Cool. Spirit Junkie says thanks, everybody. Now, as far as like a really good gold pigmented paint, anybody know about that? A good gold paint. All DIY has is the patina. Yes, Cindy, you can 100% burn the milk paint with the heat gun. You sure can. Look at that. Ouch, it's hot. Am I even getting the right spot? I am. See it flaking off? Alright, so now I'm going to grab some sandpaper. I've got 120, 180. Let's start with a little 120 here. Right over where I had that prairie gray, I'm going to hit it with that 120 grit. Sorry if that's loud. I know it is. I apologize. Look at that beautiful chipping. I will take this down when I'm not live and hit it with my orbital sander too. It does a much better job, but that's not something I can exactly do live. I'm gonna hit, I'll hit like the edges and stuff, and just make it a little more worn. I've got 60 grit up here, but it's gonna leave some really deep digs if I use a 60 grit. So I'll use a 120 grit on my orbital, just around the edges and stuff. How pretty. Cindy likes the prairie gray coming through. This prairie gray, oops. This prairie gray and moody blue is a really good color combo, and they're good fall colors too. I know people don't always necessarily think blue for fall, but it's like smoky and rich. So pretty. Oh, we've been on over an hour now. I'm gonna wax the front of this so you guys can see just a little spot, and then I will put a finished photo up in community and over on my other social medias when I'm all done. Like I said, there's a couple of things I'll have to finish up in the garage with the sanding, especially if I do the other side. So down here, and like up in the corner where we've got those nice deep cracks, we're gonna do a little bit of dark wax. And I'm gonna use my DIY wax because it dries a little bit faster than the Sweet Pickins does, but I do love them both pretty equally. DIY might be a little more my favorite. Where'd the clear go? Here it is. Starting to be surrounded by the craft supplies. Everything's blending together. All right. So just a little bit of clear wax here. Yep, Spirit Junkie, I mixed baking soda in with the Prairie Gray for the texture. Cindy says she's not really a blue person, but she likes the smoky look. Yes. And yes, I will paint the back. I will use the rest of that paint on the back. Becky, I got you. Don't you worry. So clear wax here, we're gonna go over, and you see that the paint will richen up a little bit. And then as it dries, it'll lighten back up a little. But right here where I've got all this good yummy texture and crackling, I'm gonna take a little bit of dark right over that clear and work it down into those cracks. And I probably won't do a lot of dark over the entire piece, just really hit the spots where I got the crackling. No paper towels in here either. Hell, I was not prepared. I was real confident with that 4:30 time. Okay, and then when I wipe that back, now you can see all those little crackles are highlighted so much more. Yes, you can use milk paint on ceramic and resin, but you will 100% need to use your bond. And just know that milk paint is unpredictable. So it has a mind of its own. It really does. Ceramic, if it's like shiny ceramic, it's, I don't know. You could try it. Maybe if you mixed in, like, you know, did a base coat of baking soda paint underneath it. It should stick to resin with the bond. So you can see over here, no waxes, just the paint sanded down. And over here we've got the clear wax and the dark wax. So it really gives it a beautiful, beautiful antique look. Okay, y'all, I have been on over an hour. Oh, Brandy said you made the live, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm sorry, Brandy. You literally caught me at the tail end, and it's like I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. You'll have to catch the replay. But I'm going to be live again Friday at 6 p.m. I'm putting it out there, committing, Brandy. So come back Friday, you catch me again. And so I will run down and just hit the orbital sander over this guy because it'll be faster, but this is how I'll distress down all the edges. Okay, Becky says she loves it. Good, thank you. I'm so glad. And Spirit Junkie said that the wax really does make a difference. Yes, yes, it does. Brandy says, I see how it is. Laughing her butt off. Time for supper anyways. And she was just crafting while she was cooking. Oh, that sounds dangerous. Crafting and cooking. Okay, y'all. I'm going to hop off here. I will finish this. Becky, I will paint the back. I've got just enough here, and I will put final pictures up in community. I'll post them over on Facebook and Instagram. If y'all are interested in any of the thrifted finds or any of my handmade goodies, they're all up on my site, upcycledbybri.com. If you're catching the replay, give me a thumbs up, please. And if y'all don't mind sharing this out with a friend, we are so close to 18,000. So stinking close. All right, y'all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you soon. If you think of questions later on, drop them in the comments and I'll come back to them. Bye, guys.